Hey guys, welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into the world of conspiracy theories. Some of these might just blow your mind. We're talking about the moon landing, Area 51, 9/11, all that creepy stuff that makes you wonder if the government is really telling us everything. So buckle up, grab your tinfoil hats, and let's get right into it. Okay, so the moon landing, did it happen? Didn't it happen? I don't know. It's one of those debates that just won't go away. People have been arguing about it for decades. Some say it's the greatest achievement in human history, while others are convinced it's the biggest hoax ever pulled off. The question is, why do so many people doubt it? But it's shady as hell, like the flag waving in the wind on the moon where there's no air. Suspicious. People point to this as one of the most glaring pieces of evidence that something isn't right. They argue that without an atmosphere, there shouldn't be any wind to make the flag move. So what's going on here? Is it a simple misunderstanding, or is there something more sinister at play? And the shadows in the photos, they look all wrong, right? Like maybe there were multiple light sources, like from a film set. Critics argue that the shadows should be parallel if the only light source was the sun. Instead, they appear to diverge, suggesting artificial lighting. Could this be evidence of a staged event, or is there a more logical explanation? I mean, I wasn't alive then, but some people are convinced it was all filmed in a Hollywood basement somewhere. The idea is that the US government, desperate to win the space race, hired filmmakers to create a convincing moon landing. It's a theory that has been popularized in movies and books, capturing the imagination of conspiracy theorists everywhere. They say NASA needed a win in the space race against Russia, so they faked the whole thing. The pressure was immense, and the stakes were high. The US needed to prove its technological superiority, and what better way to do that than by landing a man on the moon? But if it was all a lie, how did they manage to keep it a secret for so long? I mean, I kind of get it. Desperate times, right? But like to fake the entire moon landing, that's commitment. Think about the number of people who would have to be involved, the level of secrecy required, and the sheer audacity of it all. It's almost too incredible to believe, yet some people are absolutely convinced it's true. Of course, the experts say it's all nonsense. They have explanations for everything. They argue that the evidence overwhelmingly supports the reality of the moon landing. From the rock samples brought back to the telemetry data, they say there's no doubt that humans walked on the moon. The flag, it's a telescopic pole, making it wave. According to NASA, the flag was designed to appear as if it were waving, even in the vacuum of space. The horizontal rod at the top of the flagpole was meant to keep the flag extended, giving it that iconic appearance. The shadows, it's the way the light reflects on the moon's surface. Experts explain that the uneven terrain of the moon can cause shadows to appear strange. The lack of atmosphere means there's no diffusion of light, leading to sharp and sometimes confusing shadow patterns. Blah, blah, blah. But are they just trying to cover it up? It's hard to know what to believe. With so much information and misinformation out there, it's easy to see why people are skeptical. In the end, it comes down to what you choose to believe. Is it one small step for man or one giant lie for mankind? Okay, the JFK assassination. It's one of the most talked about events in modern history. This one is dark, you guys. The kind of dark that leaves a shadow over an entire nation. November 22nd, 1963, President Kennedy is shot and killed in Dallas. The city, known for its vibrant culture, was suddenly thrust into the global spotlight. Lee Harvey Oswald is arrested, but he's killed before he can stand trial. This abrupt end only fueled more speculation, and that's when the conspiracy theories really start swirling. People couldn't accept the simple explanation. Some people think Oswald was a patsy, that he was set up to take the fall. They argue that he was just a pawn in a much larger game. They say there were multiple shooters, that the mafia was involved, maybe even the CIA. The theories are endless, and each one more complex than the last. I mean, it was the height of the Cold War. Anything was possible, right? The political tension was palpable, and the stakes were incredibly high. Then there's the whole grassy knoll thing. This spot has become almost legendary in the annals of conspiracy theories. People swear they saw someone shooting from there, but it's never been confirmed. Eyewitness accounts are conflicting, adding to the mystery. And the magic bullet theory. This theory suggests that a single bullet caused multiple wounds, defying the laws of physics. One bullet causing all those wounds. It seems almost impossible, yet it's part of the official narrative. Come on, that's just fishy. Many people find it hard to believe, and for good reason. The official story just doesn't add up for a lot of people. The evidence is conflicting and the explanations are unsatisfying. And honestly, I don't blame them. The more you dig, the more questions you find. There are just too many unanswered questions. Each theory, each piece of evidence only seems to lead to more confusion. Debates rage on, with people passionately defending their own versions of the truth. It's a mystery that continues to captivate and baffle us. And so, the legacy of JFK's assassination lives on, a puzzle that may never be fully solved. Area 51. Just the name gives me chills. It's like synonymous with aliens and government cover-ups. Everyone knows something weird is going on there. I mean, why else would it be so top secret? People have claimed to see UFOs in the area for decades. And then there are the stories from people who claim to have worked there, saying they saw alien bodies and crashed spaceships. Like what? The government denies everything, of course. They say it's just a regular old military base. But like, come on, a regular military base that's completely off limits to the public, where they test experimental aircraft and who knows what else. I don't think so. I think they're hiding something big. Maybe it's aliens, maybe it's something even crazier, but whatever it is, I want to know. Okay, the Illuminati. This one's a classic, a secret society controlling the world from the shadows. It sounds like something out of a movie, right? But some people believe it's real. They say the Illuminati are made up of powerful people, like politicians, celebrities, even royalty. They control the banks, the media, everything. And they're using their power to manipulate world events and push their own agenda. Some people think they're trying to create a new world order, a one-world government, and they point to things like the symbols on the dollar bill as proof. The all-seeing eye, the pyramid, it's all very symbolic and mysterious. Is it just a coincidence? Or is there something more to it? I don't know, but it's definitely food for thought. Okay, this one is really sensitive and I want to be respectful. The events of September 11th, 2001 are etched into the collective memory of the world. It's a day that brought unimaginable sorrow and pain to countless families and changed the course of history. 9/11 was a horrific tragedy that changed the world forever. The images of the Twin Towers collapsing, the Pentagon in flames, and the wreckage in Pennsylvania are seared into our minds. The bravery of the first responders and the resilience of the survivors are stories of heroism that continue to inspire us. But there are a lot of unanswered questions about what really happened that day. Over the years, numerous theories have emerged, each attempting to explain the events from different perspectives. Some of these theories are based on inconsistencies in the official reports, while others stem from a deep mistrust of the government. Some people believe the government knew about the attacks in advance and let them happen. They argue that there were warnings and intelligence reports that were ignored or suppressed. This theory suggests a level of complicity that is hard to fathom, but is supported by some declassified documents and whistleblower testimonies. They say the towers were brought down by controlled demolitions, not by the impact of the planes. Engineers and architects have debated the structural integrity of the buildings and the way they collapsed. Some experts claim that the manner in which the towers fell is consistent with a controlled demolition, pointing to the speed and symmetry of the collapse. And they point to the fact that Building 7, which wasn't even hit by a plane, collapsed in a way that looks suspiciously like a controlled demolition. The sudden and complete collapse of Building 7 has fueled speculation and debate. Critics of the official narrative argue that the building's fall was too perfect to be a result of fire alone. Then there's the whole thing about the hijackers. The identities and backgrounds of the 19 men who carried out the attacks have been scrutinized extensively. Some researchers have raised questions about their training, their connections, and even their true identities. Were they really who they said they were? Some conspiracy theories suggest that the hijackers' identities were fabricated or that they were patsies used to cover up a more complex plot. The inconsistencies in their travel records and the ease with which they bypass security have added to the mystery. Did they even know how to fly planes? The level of skill required to execute the maneuvers performed on that day has been a point of contention. Some pilots and aviation experts have expressed doubt that the hijackers, with their limited training, could have carried out such precise and devastating attacks. And what about the phone calls from the passengers and crew? The heart-wrenching calls made from the hijacked planes have been a crucial part of the narrative. However, some skeptics question the feasibility of making such calls from the altitude and speed at which the planes were flying. Were they real or were they faked? The authenticity of these calls has been debated, with some suggesting that they were staged or manipulated to fit the official story. The technology available at the time and the clarity of the calls have been points of contention. I don't know what to believe, but I do think it's important to ask questions and to keep searching for the truth. In the end, the pursuit of truth is a journey that requires an open mind and a willingness to consider all possibilities. Whether you believe the official story or subscribe to alternative theories, the events of 9/11 will always be a subject of intense scrutiny and debate. So, those are just a few of the most popular conspiracy theories out there. Do I believe them? I don't know. Part of me wants to believe, part of me thinks it's all crazy talk, but I think it's important to keep an open mind and to question everything. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments which conspiracy theory you find the most believable. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more creepy content. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more intriguing content. Let us know in the comments which conspiracy theory you think might be true.